Good day, crew, and here we are at Knowles Garden Tractors and Firewood. And we got our wood stove fixed up and back in place. I've been working on that for the last 3 to 4 days as I was feeling good. I was depending on my shoulder pain, and there was a few times over the last number of days where the shoulder felt not too bad, so I kind of got working at the stove. I guess I shouldn't have been, but I did, and I now have it back into place. And as you might be able to see, I got a little fire going there too. Look at that. So I had my doctor's appointment today, and I can't say exactly what word for word what the doctor said, but anyway, a pinched nerve coming from my neck that goes down through your rotator cuff, I believe, and that goes down all the way down to your fingertips. So she said that it's going to take 2 weeks to a month longer before it really heals up, and I've gotten information from her and from somebody else to use some anti-inflammatory pills. So I started doing that 2 days ago, and it went pretty well right away. It started to get better, so that was good. So the doctor didn't. I wasn't. I thought I was going to end up in the hospital and be there for months, but apparently not. So that's good. And she did say I had some arthritis in my shoulder, because you can hear it when you lift the arm up and put the arm down. You can hear this crunching and crashing and banging in the shoulder, and that's been there for years. Anyway, I just kind of go along with that. So anyway, so I want to thank a YouTube person for guiding me in the right direction as to what I could do or can do or whatever. So John at Bradley's on Catbird Hill, he messaged me the other day and said that he may have information for me to use to ask the doctor, and he gave me information, so that got me started on the right path, I guess. So thanks very much, John. It was well appreciated and great to chat to you on the phone. So we're going to have a little look here at the fire. Now, what I was mainly concerned with the fire was, you can see how it's burning away there. Look at that. Now, hopefully I can recreate it here. Now, I don't have the air system cleaned out yet, for air to come in through down here, come across and come up through where it's all plugged up across here. That's where it's supposed to get its air. So if I close the door before I did the work to the stove, it'd just keep burning away just like it is there now. Now, I don't know if it's going to do it or not, but in a stove that doesn't have any cracks or air leaks in its firebox system, the fire should really die out, because it can't get any air to burn. Well, that was the trouble that I was having. Is you could close it all up and it still burn, still be going and burning wood. So there was no control. So anyway, by having it fixed and the holes fixed and the cracks fixed and this and that fixed, when I close the door now, you can kind of see that the fire died out, although I've kind of run out of stuff to burn. But I've done it a couple of times here, and it's definitely starving the fire for air. when I close the door. So that's the main thing. So now what this stove is supposed to do, like I say, this is supposed to be open along here, and you can't really see down in there. There's a draft thing right down in there. It's hooked to this little chain, and the chain goes up to the thermostat here. So bimetal system. So when it gets hot, it closes the draft off, and when it gets cold, it opens the draft that air in. So that's the way it's supposed to work. Now with all the holes in the firebox, and that wouldn't work because that could close all at once and still be air getting in everywhere else. So now I believe once I get into winter or into burning time, that when this thing is running, it should, as you put wood into it and have the fire going, it should close the draft down there when it gets hot. As it starts to cool off, it'll open up the draft and the fire will come back on. And then when it gets hot, it'll close the draft and close the fire down. And that's the way it's supposed to work. It's a great system because it did work years ago, that's for sure. Anyway, so we're back in heating mode, so that's good to have that completed. I still got some, I learned a new word here this past week when my son and I went to buy an A-frame thing for his new camper that he bought from a lady. And the lady mentioned about, I don't know how we get on to the topic, but we mentioned about junk, and she said it's not junk, it's valuable junk. So that's my son's nice new thing now, it's valuable junk. So it's kind of funny. Anyway, there we are, all kind of back together there. So I still got to get me stump back over and a few other things, and me hangers for the whole hang my gloves on and all that kind of stuff. And you might notice some things are gone, and I don't think they'll go back up. I don't think so. And I just got to get my water jugs. Some of them are over there on the counter, and some of them are down there. I keep them in behind the stove. Not necessarily that great of an idea, I guess. If the stove was on fire, you couldn't get to them, but anyway, they're there, and if they happen to melt, they'll let the water go on the floor anyway. And I got to get that old motor out of there and do something with that. Anyway, it's coming along here, so I just got to be careful for the next while. Just let my shoulder heal and keep taking the pills as I need them, and I'm hoping to just kind of wean myself off of those. I don't like taking pills. And but I have to say, it does work. You got the right pill, it seems to work. Makes you wonder how they figure that out, but anyway, there we go. So, quick little update there. Again, thanks very much, John. I certainly appreciated your information, and what you said was basically the same as what the doctor said. So, thanks very much again for your time to get a hold of me and give me that information. And it was a great thing to have a chat on the phone with you. All right, so I guess we'll cut her off at that, and maybe on Sunday afternoon fireside chat, I'll get into a little more detail as to how the stove, the air inlet parts work on that stove, maybe. All right, have a great day wherever you're at and whatever you're doing.